I'm not sure you will get this, but I feel like it's important. Perhaps you need to somehow remember it. Maybe, in case you forgot. Because, he hasn't. Let me see if I can guide you to the place I see in my heart. Maybe, imagine. A Spielberg production. A great effort by the best imaginations in the business. The light of morning is barely cresting in the distance. A radiance broken by the dunes of a desert that never failed to remind the people of Jerusalem the blessings of where they lived. A deep red and orange sun simmered as it rose. This is the arid world that Jesus lived in. And died in. The land is covered in patches of weeds, wilted and lifeless. They have fought to grow up between the billions of rocks and boulders. Some stones are smooth, and some broken, sharp and treacherous. Some are tiny and easily missed, and some are the size of a house. They are spread everywhere, reaching even towards the far-off sands. All around the small mound of our focus, are markers of the dead. Stones with vague names chiseled into them. Reminders of the place we are watching. Olive trees, gnarled and thin, are scattered here and there. As the ever-increasing light begins to shine upon the leaves, we find them as ugly and discolored as the weeds and grasses. Thorns and briars seem to have grown up and taken their place overnight. Such a place that is representative of death, looks and reeks of just that. The powerful daylight brings a rumble. A sound that seems to come from the ground around us. At first we shudder in fear. A moment later and we wonder of a possible earthquake. And then the rumble begins to increase. Suddenly, the vibrations seem to double in their rigorousness. A new sound becomes palpable and appears to be part of the movement. But the sound itself becomes a tremor. Not just the movement of the earth beneath us, but as though a great orchestra is performing in a cavern deep below. And the distance between us and the musicians seems to be growing thinner. A crescendo is inevitable. The composition seems to coincide with the rising of the sun. It grows greater as the sun rises higher. The sound is now tremendous. Not overwhelming, not bothersome, but great in its power. Despite this, we hear yet another new noise. A scraping sound that pulls our attention from the resounding blast of the instruments. This sound is stone upon stone, but not the simplicity of two rocks rubbing together. No, indeed, it is a massive movement one would find in the destruction of a great quake, shattering the mountains. We are brought to a tomb set in among the graves. A particular tomb. One meant for the wealthy. A great crypt hewed from the massive boulders of the place. A tomb that lay sealed and bolstered by an impenetrable stone. And yet, this stone is rolled off and fallen in a heap, allowing the gaping hole that held the dead to stand wide and dazzlingly open. A light that was the sun itself emanates from within. So bright, it is, that it creates shadows even the morning star cannot. The rumbling continues. The ground around the cemetery vibrates as many other graves join the first in opening. Stones begin to roll away, the ground rips open, and men and women come forth. They smile, gazing at the one tomb which the light glared from. But they are not bones and rotting flesh. No, they are whole and their faces glow at the early morning light. And then, the music rises in a joyous beat, lifting us to a place where, we, as the observers, desire to dance and jump about. The glorious sound that has come upon us, causes such feelings of excitement and anticipation. We are brought to tears as we know, we understand, we have read, we see. We know what is next. The music hit its crescendo, as a shadowy figure steps in front of the light that boils from the tomb. A man. He moves gradually from the cave and into the light of the sun, onto the ground where the grass and the weeds have now sprung to life. Where the trees now pose in grand fashion, their leaves bright and green, suddenly covered in fruit. The soil deepens where all seems to suggest a great fertility and desire to raise up the crop of the ages. The sky now lit the bluest of blue, the sun clear from the horizon. Birds flitter about with singing, the air crisp and perfect. The ones from the graves begin to laugh and shout as they find places to bow and worship the one which came from the tomb, the very Son of God that death could not hold. We weep, we laugh, we shout as we recognize the Savior, the one that has come to bring us life, the one who is God and man, the Son of God, the Son of Man, the Messiah, the answer to all of our questions. Jesus! He has risen!